So it does look like the Prussian side has taken a rather more restrained approach. France has mostly recovered their, reinforced their troops here. Prussia's out of manpower. Russia's still going. Russia, I suspect, has probably tapped their professionalism to get some more. Oh, and we have a battle. So let's switch over to the French perspective again. Excuse me. And they're attacking Sternberg, but the Russians and the Prussians do seem to be on the ball here, going to defend, and this is going to be a -2, depending on the river crossing, which they do have. So this is a -2 for the French, which is not good. Wait. You're at war with the Ottomans again? The Ottomans didn't get enough of it, apparently. So 100,000 against 125,000. France coming in with 20,000. Russia attacking with 37,000. So it's 107 against 120,000. But we do have extra Ottoman troops on the way. 6.3 morale against 6.2. The Russian... I was going to say the Russian backline looking really strong, but actually it's not. And again, France just coming in with the better forces. I think it's because Prussia has far too many infantry in their stacks. And the French immediately retreating and getting the Dutch stack wiped. Oh, disaster! France just completely leaving their allies dry there. And we got 200,000 Prussians immediately marching on Berlin. And they're going to be retaking the capital. So how on earth did the Ottomans manage this? The Ottoman conquest of Nice. So this is a truce break war. So the Ottomans probably lost a bunch of stability because of this. They are a little behind in admin. But they could actually... You can tech up for 200? Minus 28% from ideas. Legalism, neighbour bonus, disfavouring Sufis, expanded royal bureaucracy. Good grief. Usually those cost like 600. And so yeah, suddenly the tables really have turned again. And this time, Nice. How on earth did you get a claim on Nice? Oh, it's the Papal States. He's using his... Vassal? He's using his vassal. I totally forgot the Papal States were an Ottoman vassal. So no, not playable. Meanwhile, Austria is getting occupied. Britain's fighting! Huzzah! Britain coming in with a nicely balanced army. 5.4 morale against 5.7. 115 discipline against 115 discipline. This is going to be a very equal battle. The British currently having the numbers on their side. The Ottomans coming in with a disadvantage. And how the hell did the British get over here? This is like the middle of nowhere. We do have 40,000 more Ottomans, another 40,000 Ottomans, and I think the British probably going, time to go. Like, I'm not sure that I would fight this one right now. Although they do have the advantage, so maybe they're just trying to do as much damage as they can before these guys actually arrive. Yeah, they're noticing speed. 50,000 against 120. Let me see if these are mercenaries. Yeah, they are. The infantry at least are, the artillery aren't. And Britain sent packing, but where are they sent packing to? All the way back to Trier. And yeah, those were mercenaries. Cavalry and artillery being regular, but mercenary infantry, which is a really good move. Like, for a country like Britain, who's always going to be low on manpower anyway. And again, the French coming in with a -2, trying to take Berlin, probably just before the tick, but the Prussians and the Russians answering that offensive rather dramatically. Now, what are the Dutch doing? They're completely out of manpower. They still have 60,000 men. 70,000. I stand corrected. Maybe the Dutch weren't stack wiped. These are all mercenaries. These are all mercenaries. Yeah, they were definitely stack wiped. And the French now losing 17,000. That's another stack dead. I'm not sure that required the full might of the 140,000, though they probably didn't know where this 50,000 were. And now France very much on the back foot. Is Florence in the war against the Ottomans? No. Yes, yes they are. As is Britain, as is the Netherlands, as is Trier. But all of the sieges that they had here have been raised. And Florence is upgrading their forts. Yeah, I don't blame you. It's a very good move. Although Lucca doesn't actually have a fort. It's his capital, but no fort here. Which is a interesting move. I think I probably would fortify this. It's flatlands, it's a world port, and it's your capital. And it's also...
Hey, Mord.
Hello.
Good. Yeah. So, I wanted to point out that Cuba is helping me out in Italy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, they are as well.
I've never seen colonial nations do that before. It's amazing.
I have. I think it must be one of the most recent patches, because I've seen that happen a lot more than it used to.
Yeah. But it is humorous that Cuba is murdering the Pope.
You're not wrong there. So, while I have you here, is there any reason why you haven't built a fort in Lucca?
I mean, I'll do that now, I guess.
Yeah, I thought you might.
I really should.
Yeah, you really should. I don't normally give tips, but that one was just too painful to let live.
I mean, I was saving the forts for the provinces that had better defensive ability, like Ferrara or Firenze.
I suspect that Lucca is quite an important province for you, though.
Yeah.
World port and all. And other reasons.
Yeah. Gotta do that for Mantua as well, probably.
Yes.
At a later date.
World Trade Center. Nice. So how's this war going?
I can't believe the Ottomans' truce broke. That was a real something.
That was a surprise. I wasn't expecting that either.
And the thing is, it's just not Helston, but Calico dragging his feet, because I was about to declare war on the Ottomans when they declared war on France.
No.
No, Calico just doesn't wanna.
Calico's putting up one hell of a fight. Like, the early battles against the Prussians were amazing.
I mean, this is Calico. He does this every war.
Yeah, this is true.
This is why people don't like fighting him.
And he can keep this up for a while.
He can keep it up for a very long time, especially with English money.
I didn't want to say that, but yeah, absolutely.
I know the English are funding this.
Like, if you really want to damage the French here, you have to go after the British.
Yep.
Anyway, I'll let you get back to your war. Thanks for talking to us.
Yeah. Gotta point out the Cubans.
Absolutely. I mean, they are doing their part.
Yep.
That is pretty hilarious. Like, you don't often see colonial nations in Europe, but when you do, they're always appreciated. Anyway, the Prussians do very much seem to be fighting the French back, although they were about to attack, and I think you probably should have. Alright, now you definitely should. Yeah, there you go. They were probably a little bit worried about losing that tick, and then decided to take the more reserved approach. So, the Prussians are at a -1 here, 6.3 against 6.3 morale. 130 military discipline versus 123, so I think the Prussians are now fully militarizing. And the Prussians with a better backline, the French still with a very nice backline. I think the French have got a stack which is just the perfect size, with combat width and everything considered, while the Prussians don't. The Russians coming in with a lot of troops. I'm not seeing Commonwealth or Ottoman. Oh no, the Ottomans are just fleeing right now. And then the French will take that battle. This is a really backwards and forth war. It's kind of interesting. So the Commonwealth still sitting at 68,000 manpower. Russia at 50,000. The Ottomans at 54,000. And then France at 58. And I suspect that the numbers of mercenaries around the world are starting to weaken. The British, meanwhile, attacking a very small stack of Ottomans here. The Ottomans also starting to react to this. I'm guessing that the British just sailed in and into the port. 57,000 against 45,000. Where is the British fleet? I'm not seeing it. So where are you going to retreat to? Well, actually, Florence still owns all of this, so they can retreat basically anywhere. We do have a lot of Ottomans coming in, force marching to get into the fight as soon as possible. And the British continuing to fight. 115 discipline against 115, 5.7 morale against 5.5. Britain, do you have any advantages in the front line? 10% for infantry, I didn't see what else. Let's go and take a quick look at that. Actually, 10, 10, 10. France has 30, 10, 10. Prussia has 50, 10, 10. Who else is likely to have some? Commonwealth, 20, 60. Ottomans, 10, 25, 10. So cavalry from these two are going to be very, very dangerous. This is a serious war, World War I in 1585. It's because the players are aware that a lot of the secret goals will become live in 1600. So these are basically scrambling for position when the secret goals start happening. And I will also say that the players, we held a vote to say whether secret goals should be announced. Not just announced, but if you complete a goal, secret goal, should the secret goal be announced? And they actually voted against it. So secret goals will not be announced until the game's basically finished. So even if they have one completed, it's going to be up to the other players to guess how to overcome that secret goal. So it is only me and them who know. In 1600s, magical year. Are the Ottomans the only nation with a professional army? I think so. We can go to military, we can go to armies. In fact, we should probably do this from your perspective. War enemies. Professionalism. The Ottomans, yeah, basically. Sweden's got a little bit of a professional army, but nobody else has been drilling particularly. Or else they're tapping it for manpower. Also possible. But professionalism is such a huge bonus. I am kind of stunned that France doesn't have any in particular. Like, he's had the resources to... And Britain. Like, why is Britain not professional? Even if Britain's using the... Oh, it's because mercenaries. They're both using mercenaries so heavily. They don't want professional armies because professionalism, 0, means that mercenaries are cheaper. 14% cheaper. And there's also 14% more of them. Should you guys go for admin? No. Quantity. Which doesn't give more mercenaries. 60,000 Brits against 156,000 Ottomans. This is a -2 for the British. I think this was a bad move for them. I can't see them winning this at all. And they immediately started withdrawing as soon as they were able to do so. The Prussians, meanwhile, regrouping for another assault. Out of manpower, out of money. No loans yet, but soon to be. And the British still earning 100 ducats a month. They're so wealthy. But how much is France spending? No, they're down to only 50,000. 50 ducats, 50,000 a month. That would be a lot. 50 ducats a month. And the Mughals are technically still in this war. Are we seeing any Mughal participation there? Karakanulu is currently... Oh, Mughals are actually fighting against QQ, Genoa and Oman. It definitely looks like something happened with the protections. I wonder if that's because we changed host. Possibly. So 150,000 Prussians against 114,000 Frenchmen. It does look like the Prussians are going to win this, especially as it's a -2 for the Prussians. Sorry, for the French. Although they do have a lot of reinforcements coming in. The French really investing heavily into this fight. And if we take a quick look at the... We can't see the siege. I wanted to see how much siege they were done. Is there a reason they're fighting this so hard? Because they're going to be taking a lot of casualties here. Although they do outnumber their opponent by 50,000 men, with another 20,000 on the way in. 1,000 down. And even more... They just keep on coming. The French just keep on coming. 226,000 versus 48,000. And the Prussians, once again, sent packing. The Prussians not really using mercenaries, so this is all reliant on their non-existent manpower pools. And they are completely tapped, so Prussia is going to need to start murking up. What's the purple nation in Asia? that one. Kashar, apparently. Oh, and we can see the Dutch actually took a little bit more of Sumatra? No, that's Sumatra. Java! Java's the flat one. Sumatra's the side-facing one. Right, anything from the Ottoman perspective. So the Ottomans really are starting to blanket siege the Florentines now. They are down to 32,000 men. So this is going to become a bit of a war of attrition, but the Ottomans have a lot of professionalism that they can tap, and every time they do, it's 42,000 manpower. So the Ottomans can be in this war for quite a long time at this point, while the French are really starting to struggle. And I'm hearing a lot of peace deals being pinged around here. Do I think the Ottomans are after Rome again? Probably. I mean, it's in their interest to get it. And if the Ottomans take Rome, then they've got 3 of their goals done. And then after that, they just need to make sure that the Horn of Africa is Islamic, which they're working on. Or the Great Power Balance, but I don't think they're going to get the religious Great Power Balance. There's not enough Catholics. In fact, the only Catholic nation now is basically Spain and Portugal and Aragon. Spain a great power? Spain is a great power. But that's one Catholic versus Protestant, Protestant, Reformed, Protestant. Or Reformed. So it's 4-1. There can only be a difference of 1 for the Ottomans to get that goal. It's times like these where France should reach out to QQ and the Mughals and see if they'd open up a second front. The Mughals are in this war on the Ottoman side. And QQ is not here today. It's an AI. So the French invasion of Prussia is well underway again. It kind of looks like they're just letting Florence fade. Hello?
Hello. Hi, I'm just here to tell you about Cuba pulling an Apex move over here in Stockholm.
Wow.
Just popped in to tell you that. See?
Thanks. Yeah, that's Cuba MVP for sure.
See ya.
Alright, so that was Bacon coming in. That's Pisa telling us that Cuba is really the true MVP here, going after Stockholm. Having already done their bit taking on Ancona, which the Ottomans are now having to re-siege after the Cubans took it. Then Cuba is like, we've done a bit in Italy, we know the Ottomans are coming, let's GTFO. And they've gone to Stockholm in November. Brave. Oh, we got the British coming in against the Ottomans once again. The British definitely throwing down their part of this war. Some people in chat were saying, I'm surprised that Britain's committing to this at all, especially troops, not just money. There's no reason why they don't. They're so wealthy that they can basically afford to do both things. Troops and money. The thing I am surprised about is the British are not blockading. So the British have been doing a lot of things right in this game, but they have not been using their navy. They've got a couple of blockades here, but you could 100% blockade the Ottomans with the British, especially because they have ports out here which are giving them extra supply range, and that would be racking up the war exhaustion for the Ottomans. And you could also be doing that in the Baltic against Prussia and Commonwealth. Although Britain may feel like they can't really spare the ships because they're needing all the ships for the trade. They have 60 privateering at the moment. See, I think that these, rather than privateering, would be better used blockading. So few players realize the power of blockades. They're really good. Especially if you have a lot of light ships. Which he does. Okay, so the Ottomans coming after the British again. This is in the mountains, though, so the Ottomans are going to be fighting at a -2 in Abruzzi. 5.7 morale against 5.5. The British did not, I think, consolidate their front line, which was a bit of a mistake. The Ottomans hitting... Hello.
Oh. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Just wanted to inform you, Kilwa and Zanzibar are both at 40 development. That is one of my goals completed.
Cool, thank you.